Welcome to the Vector Garden. In this video, we're going to revisit the constellation one more time. We have seen that when not using plugins, but default Illustrator effects, then it might sometimes not work. So when the angle is too wide, then we don't get these 2 points here. So what can we do about that? Now, using effects, we don't have a lot of options, but there are methods that are more or less destructive that we can still use. So let's take a look at 2 of them. I'm just going to make a duplicate here that we can use later on. Now, first of all, what we can do is select this, and using the direct selection tool, we're going to select all but 1 anchor points, and then just cut the path at the selected points. So now we have several segments, and then we can select all of these segments, go into the stroke panel and turn on the arrowheads, and there is a dotted one, and that is something that we can use here. And of course, select them all again, and then we need to set that to a different option so that these arrowheads actually are on that corner, so on those points. And for this one, we're going to select it on the other side as well, like this. So that is one of the options, and should you have the need to move them around, then you need to select them like this and can move them around like this. So this is something that's quite simple to achieve. There's another option, and for that I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to make a copy. So go to Edit Copy, and then let's lock this, lock the selection, and then paste in front the one from clipboard. And now we're going to select Object Direction Handles. And let's just copy this so that we can see what gets selected. Just copy it, and then let's paste it. So what got selected here are the path segments. And you see, this effectively also cuts them apart. So let's do this again. I'm going to select that. Let's see. Yeah, we got a copy. And then let's go to Select Object Direction Handles. And what we now need to do is delete that. So we do not need those paths. We've got already one locked copy of that. I'm just going to delete it. And what is now left over, when you zoom in, you can see it, are the anchor points. So we've now just got anchor points there. I'm going to move them by pressing Shift and arrow up so you see them. Those are the anchor points. And those can now have an effect, convert to shape, ellipse, like this. You see? Then we've got circles, but I'm going to cancel this, and let's go to Window Appearance, like this. They have a stroke, but I want them to have a fill. So let's just invert that, go to the fill and go to Effect, Convert to Shape, Ellipse, and then we've got ellipses, and we can set them to absolute and input the size that we want to have, maybe 20 pixels or whatever you like that to be, like this. And of course, we need those to be exactly on top of that other one, so I'm going to move them back. And what we can now also have is the gaps. So we just need another fill. I'm going to duplicate it, and the bottom fill is to be white. And then we can go into the ellipse settings and make this slightly larger, like this, so that we have those gaps between the stars and the lines. So that's how you can do that using just default Illustrator functionality, just native options, but it's slightly less efficient and slightly less flexible.